All right, everybody, I am back for another part of the living room. I'm going to show the jelly cupboard because I did a lot of different things over here. And I'll show everything closer. You can see up on that little shelf, I have a lot of our plastic vintage Easter pieces. And I'll show you those. Most of those were candy or sucker holders. Okay, over here on that little stool, I have that sweet little bunny I've had for several years. And I have a little Easter card that one of my sweet subscribers sent me, Leslie. I appreciate that so much. And you can see that adorable Easter pillow that John picked out with the kitty and the dog. And down here are some of our favorite pieces. The big Easter bunny pushing the egg cart. That did come from a yard sale years ago. And the two little ones with their little carts, those came from Home Goods last year. And they're sitting on that wonderful old circus tin. It was a cookie container that a country store would have had and sold cookies out of. It does have wheels. We're lucky to have that little piece. And on this chair, that cute pillow from Home Goods last year or year before, and these wonderful embossed vintage Easter candy tins. They're Horner's is the manufacturer, and they're made in England. And they are just super cute, and they came from yard sales years ago. You all that watched the video where I opened that box of treasures that had been buried for a long time, y'all might remember this wonderful vintage Peep plate. And one of you suggested that I use it for Easter and put some sheeps around it. The oldest sheep here is this vintage Putz sheep right there. But I love having that out. And then this is another vintage antique advertising booklet by the Broadhead Dress Goods. That is a super old booklet. We love old advertising pieces. And there's just some books and some of my child's shoe forms. And then right here, under a small cloche, is that precious little vintage cup and saucer for Easter. And there's a vintage bunny inside of it. I don't know whether you can see it well for the glare. And then these are those absolutely gorgeous crackle bunnies that we got at a yard sale years ago. And they're on that little riser that I got at Home Goods sometimes last year. I just think they're precious. Look at the detail on them. And they're not Easter bunnies, so they'll stay out after Easter. And then there's another vintage Easter cup. And this wonderful old Easter plate with the Easter eggs on the pieces of, looks like pussy willows almost inside the base, and the little birds in the nest. And then this right here is a very special piece. This glass Easter egg is probably at least 125 years old. And this shoe is old too. I'm not sure how old. My grandmother would be well over 100 years old if she were still alive, like probably 120. And I always admired this shoe and egg, and she did give it to me before she passed, and she's been gone a long, long time. But look at the beautiful florals on it. And she said that the egg, another older lady gave that to her, and Granny, and we called her Granny. She said that the lady that gave it to her was old, and my granny was old at that time, so it's hard telling how old this wonderful glass Easter egg is. It's very fragile, and the paint is not in wonderful condition, but I guess if we were over 100 years old, we'd be glad to be in that kind of shape. But that's a special piece, and I wanted to share that with you all. And of course, a piece of Polish pottery with some lavender in it. So this is all for the jelly cupboard. Oh, I forgot. I did want to show you the plastic up close, so I'll do that before I leave. I have the pink version of this little guy that holds the sucker on the end with the red tie. And there's different sizes of the bunnies. And then this is one of those little bouncy things. And then I almost forgot to show you really something we absolutely love. This is a vintage Peter Cottontail sheet music. See him painting the Easter eggs. This cost 40 cents. It was made in the USA by Hill and Range Songs Incorporated, Beverly Hills, California. It says it's 1951. Someone wrote up there. And then we had this wonderful old frame that we put it in. So I'm trying to make sure I don't fall over stuff in the floor. So that is a real treasure right there. All right. I'll see you again the next time. Will probably be for the full Easter tour in the living room. Have a wonderful afternoon. Till the next time.